You're listening to an Anazao Ministries podcast.
What does it mean to be part of the family Madrigal? Ha! All right, today we will be discussing the Disney film Encanto. And this episode is for everyone, whether you've seen the movie or not. And there may be some spoilers, so watch out. All right, hello everybody. Welcome to the Systematic Geekology episode 38. We are the priests to the geeks. We're not ordained. The point is, we are not ordained ministers, okay? This isn't a scheme. This isn't a Trojan horse scam. We're just geeks being geeky about geeky things, okay? Relax. It's fine.
All right. Big thanks to Ethan, Will, and Austin for supporting us on Patreon. We're making 3 patron exclusive posts each month, including a D&D session and comic book reviews. So be sure to go to patreon.com/systematicgeekology to join them. I am Alysha. I'm a student, a college student. Something geeky I've done recently. Literally Encanto. My geekness comes in waves. I feel like I've said that before on an episode, but this wave is purely Encanto and looking at all the like animation stuff behind it.
You got TikTok famous.
I did get TikTok famous. I don't know. Anyway, sorry. Introduce yourself, Junior.
Hello, I'm Alex. I'm actually Alicia's sister. And I am also a college student. I'm a senior, and I will hopefully be graduating in July. Whoop, whoop. And let's see. My current geekiness is also Encanto. Like, fun story. Before we started recording this episode, I was actually watching the movie for the 5th time. So I'm a huge fan of this movie. It's really great.
I love that.
I find new things each time I watch it. It's delicious. I love it. I don't know why I said delicious. Anyway.
Definitely one of my favorite parts about the fandom that's been created around this movie is watching people like take scenes and like take it apart and like dissect those little details. It's so much fun.
So cool. It's amazing. I love it.
And then like seeing all the behind the scenes and how every little detail was so intentional into like where each member of the family is standing. Just so cool. Yeah. It's so cool. Yeah. It's so dope.
Yep.
All right.
Marvel could never.
Truth. All right. You want to tell us about this movie, Jenner, before we get too far into this?
Yeah, let's jump in. You may even talk about Bruno. You never know. You never know. If you know, you know. Anyway. So basically, the movie. I don't even know where to begin and how to start describing this. The movie is about... so the story is based in Colombia. I'm not that great.
Do you want me to take it?
The history of I got it. I'm not that great with the history, but basically there's this abuela, right? And she and her she's not even abuela yet. This woman and her
name
husband.
is Alma.
Her name is Alma? I didn't know that.
Alma and Pedro.
I didn't know that. You learn something new every day. I didn't even know she had a name. I thought it was abuela. Anyway, moving on. So Alma and Pedro fall in love, have babies, triplets, but they have to leave their city because it's getting attacked or overrun by the government, I think. Somebody explained it.
I read somewhere it might have been a civil war.
Okay.
But it's set very vaguely in time, so it could be anything.
They were in a time of unrest. They had to leave their home behind. They're trying to escape the bad guys on the horses. I don't know what they're called. And Pedro sacrificed himself to save Alma and the rest of their town. And in that sacrifice, there comes a miracle, which that miracle saves them. Makes an Encanto, saving them from their enemies, and builds this magic house where it's like, it has a personality, like windows and things and tiles moves. It like helps. It expands as the family grows. Crazy.
Super dope.
So, and her children get a special door, and each door like marks the special ability that they get. Like, one has the ability to heal people with Julieta. See, I'm not good with names. And I watched it 5 times. Anyway.
Literally in the opening song, all of their names.
I know. Julieta gets the power to heal people with her food. Like, she'll cook food. If you have a broken arm, You eat her food, it magically healed just like that, like right there on the spot. Okay. Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno. They don't talk about Bruno because he looks into the future. His ability is that he sees the future. And people stigmatize that because everything he says goes wrong. Like it's always a bad omen whenever he gives you a vision. But anyway, he doesn't have kids, but Julieta does. And then there's Peppa. Her gift is linked with like her emotions and the weather. Like if she's having a bad day, there's a storm, there's a tornado, hurricane, it depends. If she's having a good day, it's rainbow, sunshine, whatever. So her emotions are directly linked to the weather, and I could go on about why that. Anyway, I'm being surface, but later we're gonna deep dive in this, I hope. Anyway, let's see. Peppa also has kids, and so her kids. There's Camilo. He can shapeshift into other people. Then there's
Dolores, though, is the oldest of her kids.
Yes, there's Dolores. She could hear a pin drop, like she has super hearing, and the youngest, Antonio, in the movie, he gets his gift of being able to talk to animals. He's so cute. Anyway, so Julieta's children, yes. She has she also has three daughters. The oldest is Isabella. She's the perfect one. She's the golden child. She grows flowers and plants everywhere she goes, and everything about her is just perfect and purple. And then there's Luisa. She's the strong one. Like she's buff, strong. Everybody goes to her to pick up the heavy loads.
Which is huge. Literally, that Disney even gave us a buff, tall girl.
Yeah, she's the tall
who's actually pretty girly.
Yes.
Which I think is so cool.
She's so gentle, but so strong at the same time. It's amazing. Yeah. So everybody comes to her to pick up the heavy loads, whether it be literal or what's the word?
Emotional.
She's the strong one. And she's
in every sense of the word. She's a middle child.
And she's a middle child too. So boom, boom. And then there's Maribel, the main character. She gets
Mirabelle.
My bad. I'm so sorry. Mirabel, the main character. She gets no gift. So nobody knows why she doesn't get a gift, but she doesn't get one. And because of that, she's low-key ostracized and the black sheep of the family. Like she doesn't get her own
scapegoat, if you will.
Yeah, she doesn't get her own special room. Everybody else that has a gift gets their own special room. That's acquainted to their gift. But she's still stuck in the nursery. She doesn't get a special room. She doesn't get a special door. She doesn't really get acknowledged by the family, even though they kind of try to, but she still gets ostracized. Like they take a whole family picture without her. And so, yeah,
that's not the plot.
That's not the plot. That's basically the characters. That's the plot. So anyway, I should have said this from the beginning. The miracle and like the whole gifts and casita, which is the house's name, is linked to a candle that never goes out. So when the night that Mirabel didn't get her gift, the candle sputtered, threatening to go out. And Abuela panicked, right? She panicked, goes to Uncle Bruno, and is like, hey, what's going on? And then he tries to look into the future, and it's not good. And so knowing that whatever he says is going to look bad on him and Mirabel, he leaves. He leaves the family, leaves his house, his room, and just dips. And nobody hears from him for like ever since then. And in a sense, like he was trying to protect Mirabel, but nobody would see that. So he left. Let's see. The night of Antonio's gift getting night.
Dude, you're walking them through the whole movie.
Am I not supposed to?
That's not what a plot breakdown is.
Oh, the point is.
Seen the movie,
all right. What am I supposed to say? The plot is. The plot is the main thing is about generational trauma. Okay, is that what I'm supposed to say? I thought it was going to be a spoiler, but it's about generational trauma.
So you thought saying generational trauma would be a spoiler, but you proceed to explain the whole movie?
Listen. I don't know. Anyway, back to me. The whole thing about this movie is generational trauma and how it affects every single person in the family. And the thing about it is, it's not a huge point that's like an obvious thing. Like, you got to be watching closely of how it kind of affects each character specifically. It's weird. Like, I've had, like, every time I see this movie, I see how it like affects like each character, you know? So, the plot is how to break generational trauma and how to help the family heal, because Casita literally falls apart because of trauma. And I don't know. I don't know if I should say how it mends together.
Okay.
But anyway, that's basically it. We should take it.
Basically, I feel like Alex did not make this extremely clear. You have a magical family, right? One person does not get a gift. The source, well, as we think the source of the gift is this candle, right? One night, the candle starts to flicker and there's cracks in the house. The non-magical family member sees that and starts this little adventure to save the miracle. But what's cool is she doesn't ever actually leave the house to fix anything. Like, she stays in the home the whole time solving this problem, which I think is cool because the problem is in-house and she doesn't ever leave. That's basically what's happening in the movie. You should watch it, even though Alex pretty much just told you literally everything.
I didn't say everything.
It's okay. It happened.
I did warn y'all that there might be spoilers, so I didn't say everything.
We shouldn't even have said might. We should just said there are spoilers. Alex is just going to sit here and tell you every little bit of the movie.
I didn't say how it gets fixed. I didn't say what
you were gonna
again.
If I didn't stop you.
I was not. I was questioning.
If you haven't seen the movie, go watch it. Just go watch it. Even if we spoiled it for you beyond belief, you should still watch it. Soundtrack is cool. All right. Let's do a quick opinion before we jump into everything else. All right. What did we like about this film? I loved the representation. It makes my heart sing when I'm scrolling through TikTok and someone's like, this character looks like me. Oh, have you seen that article with that 2-year-old that looks just like Antonio?
Yes. I thought that was, listen, first of all, I love little boys. Tears. I love little boys. They're my kryptonite besides cookies. Besides the point. Y'all can see the look she gave me. But listen, to see that little boy smile when he was standing next to Antonio, like the picture of Antonio on the screen, it just warmed my heart, because we're finally getting it. It's like, I'm not even Latin or Hispanic, but we have cousins that are Afro-Latina. So it's like, they're getting their representation, and people of color are getting their representation. And it's like the Black Hispanics, Black Latina people, or like Latina people that are of darker complexion or different hair textures. They're getting their time to shine. And it's so great to see that.
What I also have loved is this movie is very much in Colombia, and very much Colombian culture. But like, there are little things that like even our oh my God, I can't speak. There are even some things that stop it.
Take your time. It's all right.
There are even some things that I've noticed that like we do in our Caribbean culture. Like when Mirabel gave Antonio his little stuffed animal, she like pointed at it with her lips. Did you see that?
Yes.
Like we do that.
We do that.
We do that. I was
like, little things.
Dude. And people in Italy are like, yo, that's like our culture too.
Everybody.
It hits everyone. It's hitting everyone, which I absolutely adore. Like, this is like, what's like one of those movies that like it's specifically for one group, but everyone's like able to.
Everybody's still able to enjoy it.
Yeah. That's absolutely. I love it.
Yeah, that was the first thing that I loved about it. Second thing I love about it, Lin-Manuel.
He went hard.
That
soundtrack was good.
He put crack.
That soundtrack is so good.
That soundtrack. It's the way that I had literally the whole playlist stuck in my head for at least 2 weeks after I saw it the first time.
It's still stuck in my head. Oh my gosh.
Yo.
Someone will say something and I'll just be like, he told me that the man of my dream.
Oh my gosh. Literally a couple hours ago, I was just sitting on the couch with my friends and I literally went, ay, mariposas.
Oh my god!
Randomly. Hey.
Literally right after the movie, I could not stop singing Dos Oruguitas.
Yes.
Oh, that song made me cry like ugly. All right, sorry.
That's what I loved about it. So what didn't like? What did you not like, Leash?
I wish the apologies and stuff at the end. I wish that was a little slower. I wish we took our time with that.
Yeah.
That's really my only thing.
Yeah. Let's see.
I also wish we got to know the family members a little more.
Oh yeah.
But I understand that we only had like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And there's like 12 of them.
Yeah.
And we followed Mirabelle the whole time. So like there was no chance.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully there's something else that we can get to know the rest of them, but whatever.
Yeah, that's basically my thing too. Like I wish we got to know more of the family members more.
Because they're all really cool.
Yeah.
They all seem fun.
Yeah. That's about it. But like you said, there's like 12 characters in like an hour and change movie.
Yeah.
Like,
the fact that we walked away knowing everyone's names and powers, though, that's impressive.
Yeah. Yep. Very impressive. Right. Okay. From what I've seen from Colombian and Hispanic Latina TikTokers, they were very proud of how the representation was, especially in the food. The food. Like, I want to try
every little detail.
I want to try the food. Like arepas con queso. I want to make it. I saw a TikTok recipe how to make it. I'm going to recreate. I probably won't do it justice, but I'm going to try. Because that food that they were making in that movie looked busted. It looked good. I want to eat it all. Like, I just love food. I'm a foodie. I love food.
All right, let's jump into the meat of the discussion because we're already like a hot second into this episode.
I can go on about this.
Literally could chat forever about this movie. It's so good.
Okay.
All right.
So why? Oh, should I? Okay.
Take it. Okay. Sorry, my bad.
So why don't you think that Mirabelle got powers?
My hypothesis is this.
Okay, here we go.
Abuela is 75.
Okay. How do you
according
know?
To
how do you
according
know
to canon, I can't remember where I got this from. There was some because the triplets are 50.
How do you know
the triplets are 50? Because they've been in the Encanto for 50 years. They say that.
Oh, you're right. Hold on. Yeah, okay.
And okay, Abuela's 75, right? Mirabelle's 15. This is gonna be awful.
Say it.
Abuela has to die at some point. Someone has to take care of the candle, and I think it's Mirabelle. Because think about it, her and Abuela are the only ones that interact with Casita the way they do. None of the other family members talk to Casita the way Abuela and Mirabelle do.
Well, yeah, but I don't.
Someone's got to pick up the mantle, and I think it's Mirabelle.
You mean the candle?
Well, I guess I can't say that. I guess I could say it, but whatever.
Okay. I don't really have an hypothesis because there's just so many that I don't even know what to agree with. But spoiler alert.
I agree. There's a lot of possibilities.
Spoiler alert, I'm about to spoil the ending. Here you go.
So you could just not do that.
We already warned them that there's going to be spoilers. And it's for people who have and have not seen it. Relax.
Okay. There's no way that this is for people who have not seen this movie.
Relax. If you haven't seen the movie, stop listening. Okay. Or keep listening. I don't know. Anyway, so at the end of the movie, they rebuild the house because it literally fell apart. It died. Casita, gone. Perished. Rubble. Boom. Because the trauma erupted to a peak and tore everything apart. Then she and Abuela come together, heal the trauma, and together with the town, they build the house back. And they were and at this point, they accepted the fact that nobody would have powers. They're going to move forward without them, whatever. They're singing a song, happy, go lucky, da-da-da. But then, and this is the part where it made me cry, the last piece that they had to put together for the house to be complete was the front doorknob. And they allowed Mirabelle to put that doorknob in the door. And the way that they visually represented this kind of mirrored back to when Mirabelle first did her walking ceremony to her door when it was her time to get one and her gift, right? But she didn't get a door. She didn't get a gift. But when she put the doorknob in the door at this last scene, the house came back to life, the magic came back, and everybody's gifts came back. And the front door was a picture of the family with Mirabelle in the center. So my hypothesis is Mirabelle. What is my hypothesis? I had a train of thought. It's gone. Mirabelle is like, what's the word? A link?
I thought you were going to say she's the new candle.
Yes.
Is that what you were trying to say?
Yes. I was going to say like conduit. She's the new candle. She's the link to the house. Because
in like the loosest sense.
Yes. Like when she put the doorknob in, the house came back. Casita was alive. The magic came back. So it's like she was the one throughout the movie who interacted with Casita the most. So even in the vision, it was up to Mirabelle to save the miracle. Mirabelle is that miracle in a sense.
Kind of sounds like Miracle too. Anyway, jumping to the meat of our discussion, like I was trying to do earlier, the gifts of the Holy Spirit. We have to talk about how they compare to the family's powers and how the family works together and how we as Christians or just Bible believing people should work together with our gifts and their gifts.
Yes.
I don't know. I wish we had seen how the family works together after their little I guess come to Jesus meeting with the rebuilding of the house situation.
I mean, we kind of seen what they do before.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like a lot of the work was done by one character in particular and everyone else just stayed home. That's not working together. That's not. Literally, anyway, sorry. Do you want to read that verse, Jenny?
Yes. Okay. So the verse that I got the gifts of the Spirit from was from 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 7 through 11. And this is the NIV version for those that are following along if you want to. And it says, a spiritual gift is given to each of us so we can help each other. This is small font, sorry. To one person, the Spirit gives the ability to give wise advice. To another, the same Spirit gives a message of spiritual knowledge. The same Spirit gives great faith to another, and to someone else, the one Spirit gives the gift of healing. He gives one person the power to perform miracles, and another the ability to prophesy. He gives someone else the ability to discern whether a message is from the gift of God or from another spirit. Still another person is given the ability to speak in unknown languages, while another is given the ability to interpret what is being said. It is the one and only Spirit who discusses all these gifts. He alone decides which gift each person should have. So, Alysha, what do you think after that reading of the word? Amen.
What do I think?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to throw it back at you. What do you think?
I think if we're going to compare the gifts of the Spirit with the gifts of the Madrigal, they're both used to help people. Yes. I also believe that both can be abused or mistreated. Mm-hmm. Because at some point in the movie, the characters didn't directly abuse or mistreat their gifts, but at some point they were abused and mistreated because
facts.
Abuela lost sight of what the miracle meant. But anyway, so yeah, that's my take. Yeah. What do you think?
I think
All right.
I think I can think of some people who I used to go to church with who would probably fit under each of these gifts. Unfortunately, I don't know if those situations were churches that worked really well together effectively, like I think God really wants us to. So I think we could take some pointers from this movie in a way. Obviously, we meet a broken family that's trying to act like it's all good, and to an extent, it kind of is good. Mm-hmm. But obviously, someone has to be like, "Hey, there are cracks in the casita. There are cracks in the church." You know what I'm saying? And obviously, that person would probably get ostracized in some way, shape, or form. Mm-hmm. But I think when it's all said and done, if we were to sit down and like come back together, all of these gifts would go really, really well together. Like, I don't know. In my head, I'm seeing like puzzle pieces fitting together, and I don't think that's happening right now, which is a little frustrating. But like, I don't know. I have a lot of thoughts, and I don't know if they're connecting the way I really want them to.
That's okay.
Like, I think I'm just kind of shooting in different directions, but I don't know. I think what God is intending, obviously, us to work as one body, one unit. And obviously, prophecy and discernment, they go together really well. Speaking in tongues and then being able to interpret, those go together. Wise advice hits all of these. Honestly, having great faith hits all of these. And healing and power to perform miracles, those go together really well. This is such a powerful team right here. And I just hate to see that not happen in real life. And I think we see that in the movie a lot. Like there's, I don't know. I wish my thoughts were coming together the way I want them to. In the movie, we know Luisa's the one who's out in the town, you know, moving buildings literally. And everyone else is kind of home. And a couple of the characters are probably more like show ponies. Whereas they could have a system where they're all helping in a way and they're all getting time to rest and they're all working together. That's not happening. I'm assuming that happens after the movie ends. And I think that's the plan that we're really supposed to be working on as a church. And I don't know if we've nailed it yet. You know what I mean? I feel like that was a really twisty, windy way to say, yeah, this is supposed to work really well as a team. Like this is like the perfect example of church functioning together, but we're not doing it.
Right. That, wow. Listen, while you were saying all that, I was like, Loki just reading on in 1 Corinthians 12. And it gets to verse 12 where it talks about one body, how the church is one body. I'm going to read this. It says, the human body has many parts, but the many parts make up one whole body. So it is with the body of Christ. Some of us are Jews, some of us are Gentiles, some are slaves, and some are free. But we all have been baptized into one body by one Spirit, and we all share the same Spirit. Yes, the body has many different parts, not just one part. If the foot says, I am not part of the body because I am not a hand, that does not make it any less a part of the body. If the ear says, I am not part of the body because I am not an eye, would that make it any less part of the body? If the whole body were an eye, how would you hear? If your whole body were an ear, how would you smell anything? But our bodies have many parts, and God has put each part just where he wants it. How strange a body would be if it only had one part. Isn't that crazy?
Wild.
That is mind-blowing. Bro, listen. If you're going to take away anything from this movie, take away this.
Uh-oh. Should we play the organ? I can't even make the noise anymore. The piano guy in Black Church.
I don't know.
Yeah, that. All right, sorry, keep going.
Take away this. You may feel insignificant. You may feel left out and ostracized, but that doesn't make you any less of who God has created you to be. Like, forget what the naysayers say and just be confident in who you are in Christ and who you are in the body of Christ. because the beautiful thing about like diversity or like the world, the body of Christ, is that everybody and everything is different. And that's just beautiful. And it's okay to be different. So I lost my train of thought, but hopefully you got the point. That it's okay to be different. Hopefully y'all got the point. I was on something, then it left.
Embrace your difference, because someone needs that.
Period. Because like it says here, how boring, how strange would it be if everybody was the same? And the church oftentimes forgets that. And it's so sad to see.
I would also like to say, this is not us bashing
we're not
the church.
We're not bashing it.
Alex and I have grown up in church. We've seen the good, bad, the ugly. This is very much coming from a place of love. Like you would rebuke someone you love. We are, I guess rebuke is a strong word, but you know what I mean? Like we're just calling what we're seeing. Yeah, I don't want anyone to think that we're just talking smack for no reason. No, we've seen some things and we've experienced some things. So
on that topic, well, I don't know if it's on the topic, but
might not be, but it's okay.
So since Alysha and I grew up Pentecostal, we saw the speaking in tongues. We saw people getting healed. We saw all of it. We saw it all. We
grew up going to Pentecostal church in New Jersey. Completely different experience.
So different from the South.
If you can go up north and go to church, go to Pentecostal church. It'll change your life. Just do it.
It's a different experience. It's a good one. Just different. Okay. Anyway, where's the question? Alysha, I'm gonna ask you this: have you ever felt left out when people spoke in tongues or prophesied or prayed for healing, these spiritual gifts? Like, did you feel left out? Like you didn't have one? Like, were you sad?
I think. I remember when I was really little, seeing all of that, I was like, it'll happen. It'll come to me eventually. Like, it'll happen eventually. Then I got a little older, and that's when the FOMO started hitting, the fear of missing out for our older generation. That's what FOMO means.
I didn't know what that meant.
Oh, you're the older generation. You're the old one here.
I'm a 2000s baby. Hey. I didn't know what that meant.
It's okay. FOMO, fear of missing out. There you go. You're for the day. Anyway, when I got a little bit older, the FOMO started to sit in. And I was like, yo, why am I not doing that? And then I think it's hitting me now more recently that everyone has a different role. And that role looks different for everyone. I just repeated myself in two different ways. Whatever. And what everyone else is doing may not be what I'm called to do. But on the flip side, there are some people who have fully embraced that there's one way to do things and that they're not necessarily acting on the Holy Spirit is what I'm saying. So I got to focus on what God has called me to do. Because if I get distracted by everyone else, I might be inspired, but I also might take inspiration from someone who's doing something they shouldn't be. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I totally.
That's my growing up thought for the day.
No, I totally agree with you, because if I'm going to be honest, okay, backstory. I transferred to Lee University from Bob Jones. And if anybody knows about any of those colleges, then you should know what I'm talking about. Bob Jones is Baptist. I am not shaming on Baptist or anything. I'm just describing the culture.
We are not shaming anyone at any point in this. We spent years in these organizations we're talking about. We can't talk about them.
We literally grew up in this organization. Why are we saying it like this? We grew up at the school. Anyway, so at Bob Jones is Baptist, and the way they do worship and everything, it's just quiet. I'm a Pentecostal baby from New Jersey. So this was a complete culture shock for me coming here. at good old 9 years old, when the worship, nobody claps their hands in chapel. What the heck was chapel? Okay.
No drums. no guitar.
They don't believe in beats.
There's
to music.
One piano.
We sang from hymns. I didn't know what hymns were. I was just like, we raise our hand, da, 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 with the beat, and everybody's up with the tambourine. I was used to that. But at Bob Jones, they just had a piano and you sang from a book. I didn't know what that was. And everybody was stiff with their worship. Nobody had their hands up. Nobody was like enjoying themselves. People were just stiff, sang 2 songs, sat down, and somebody went up to preach. And the preaching was also kind of stiff. It was like he was giving a speech, not like, I don't know. That's just me though. But coming to Lee's a Pentecostal school from Church of God, right? Coming to Lee, it was refreshing because chapels, people are like enjoying themselves, worshiping, had their hands up, and we weren't singing hymns. We were singing contemporary Christian songs. There was a band. The worship team was on fire for God, and people have their hands up, singing, praising, whatever. Sometimes speaking in tongues if the service is that good, like. And then the new friends that I have at this school, they're so on fire for God, and like they use their spiritual gifts. Like I have one, like some of them speak in tongues. One can discern spirits. One, it's just like I've seen them use it, and like me, I'm starting to have that. What's it called? FOMO. Yeah. Ever since
fear of missing out.
Yeah.
Write that down, ladies and gentlemen. It'll come back later.
Ever since coming to this school, I've been having that FOMO because I'm like, yo, these spiritual gifts are a thing. Like I knew they were a thing, but like they're a thing. Like I see it on almost a daily basis. It's like a weekly basis. And it's like, yo, I wonder what mine is. Like, do I have one? Like, and I
think everyone has one.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting to. Like the Bible says that everyone has one. But I personally don't think that not everyone is born with it. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know. Does that make sense? Like, are you born with? Okay, that's my question to anybody that's more experienced in the stuff than I. Like, are you born with your gift, or does it develop?
Well,
because our father was born with his gift, but then I have a friend who just recently developed one. I don't know. I probably need to do more research on this. But the point is, I don't know. I don't personally know what my gift is, but I know I have one. So it's like probably some self-discovery I got to do. But the point is, I just got to do what God calls me to do. I got to just mind my business and do the Lord's. And then it'll just all work out in his favor. That was very long. But I hope the point was made.
Me think so.
It's different for everybody, which is the point. It's the point. Everybody's journey is different. That's fine. It's beautiful. It's okay.
I think huge takeaway, overarching takeaway, and you can apply this wherever you'd like for free of charge. Unless you're on Patreon, then you're paying us for this, I think.
We thank you, though. We thank you for
We appreciate your dollars.
What? Yes.
Okay.
Oh okay. My God.
Sorry. The overarching take here is that you being yourself is very much necessary.
Mm-hmm.
And do not fear it, and just allow yourself to be yourself. You need to do that for you, and someone else probably needs to do that. Yep. And you don't even know till you get there. And you might never know. You might live your whole life not knowing how you impact other people, which is cool, terrifying, and amazing all at the same time.
Yep.
All right. Walk away with that, I guess.
Yeah. That was deep. My question to the audience. What do you think, and if you do believe in it, what do you think your gift is? And how can you use it to help others? How do you use it to help others? I think that's my question for the audience. Do you have one?
No, I think that's a good question. I think 1 is enough.
Yeah.
2 would be too much. I've already probably hit him with so much in this one episode. They probably think I'm a meanie and like really like just that person that calls stuff out for no reason.
And that's
I
okay.
promise you, I am not mean.
Everybody needs that friend. Listen, this is
honest.
all love. Because me and Alysha, we've
all
been through
coming
it.
from a place of love.
We've been through it. And I'm sure some of you guys out there, you're probably been through it, going through it, or about to go through it. So not everybody's perfect. Not every church is perfect. We're all humans. We make mistakes. And that's fine. But the difference is, do we own up to it? Do we acknowledge it and own up to it? Or do we just shove it under the rug?
That's the question.
Ooh, that's spicy. Anyway, I think that should be the question. Or one of them.
Whatever they'd like, I suppose.
Do what you will.
Is that all we have to say?
I mean, well, how would you rate the movie?
I rate the movie a 10.
Oh, same.
I'm like I said earlier, I really hope they do something else so we can meet more of the characters. We met all the characters. Like get to know more of the characters and get to see them as they're, walking in there.
I think they should do a series on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I think that'd be really good.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be fun too.
Oh yeah. My fear is, like, how TV shows from movies are like watered down in quality.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm scared of.
I'm afraid of that too. I think though that just from what I've seen of the team on social media, like everyone involved with this project loves it so much that I don't think they're gonna ever let it slip.
They better not, or we will riot at dawn. Okay. All right, Alysha, wrap us up.
Get the horses ready. All right, wrapping up. Oh, do we have any recommendations? Anything we'd like to ask the audience to look into? Oh, I have something. I'm like crazy late, but I finished WandaVision the other day.
Wow.
And I started. Okay, but here's the thing. Here's what I recommend. No, here's my little geek piece for all of you. Get to these things late. So when you're watching the episode and don't understand something, you can Google it and the answers are all right there.
Oh, Alysha.
No, I don't have to sit and wonder on anything because someone else has already dissected the episode months ago and I'm good. You know what I mean?
That's no fun.
It's fun for me.
When these shows came out, we were all dissecting it as a community.
It's fun for me.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm starting Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but I accidentally watched the last like 4 or 5 episodes before I watched the first couple. So we're doing this out of order.
Why would you do that?
It wasn't intentional. I was getting my hair done and she had the last episodes on. Okay. So what was I going to do? Close my eyes for 4 hours? Impossible.
She just said, hey, I haven't seen the show yet.
I'm not going to tell her. No.
Okay.
She's watching whatever she wants. She's doing my hair.
Okay, that's fine. That's totally fine. Okay. My recommendations. Well, y'all should know that I watch anime. So I think y'all should be watching Demon Slayer and My Hero Academia. Yeah. Yes. And I don't know if it counts as anime, but it is an animation show. I've been watching Arcane League of Legends.
Oh, how is that? I keep wanting to watch it, but all the screen caps look so intense.
When I say it's good, at first it starts a little slow, but it's good. And the animation, I like it. I really
think the animation's so cool.
Yeah.
It's like different.
It's good. There is a couple adult scenes. There was one so far, but it's not like explicit, but you know what's happening. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, the storyline's good. I don't play the video game, but this show pretty good. So I will keep y'all updated on how it go, on how I like it. If you want me to update you. But anyway. But yeah, that's all my recommendations. But anyway,
where can they follow you?
Where they can follow me? Y'all want to follow me? Okay. I'm on Instagram. It's _Alex DA baddest _ at Instagram. That's my Instagram. You can follow me there. I'm also on Twitter, but I can't remember my handle. But I tweet funny things. Yes.
Okay. You can follow me on Instagram. Just my name, Alysha.Matthews, ALYSHA, and then Matthews with 2 T's and an S. There's a dot in between them, but I feel like if you look at my name, you'll find it. Anyway, I also have a Twitter and a TikTok, but I don't really use my Twitter. And I'm pretty sure my TikTok handle is just my name again. But I also think my TikTok is linked on my Instagram. So if you find one, you'll find the other and vice versa. Anyway, moving on. Next episode, we will be talking about the new show How I Met Your Father, which hosts Brandon Knight and Joshua Knoll.
They're both
fun fact, somebody I went to school with is in the background of one of those episodes. So have fun.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I literally worked the show with her. She's like famous.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
She's in LA living it up. Anyway.
Whoa. Hi. If she's listening. She's living her best life. That is so cool.
She's just thriving in the background. Anyway, sorry. Go to our website in the description to let us know what you have been geeking out on, what we should be. Remember, we are all a chosen people, a geekdom of priests.
I mean, priests. We're geeks, but we're not real priests. Hey, this is bad. Okay. Dun, dun, dun.
I don't know if that's the vibe, Henry.
No.
No. All right. See y'all.
Bye.
This was an Anazao Ministries podcast. If you enjoyed this show and would like to learn more about our network, be sure to check out the Anazao Ministries podcast network.